What's up guys, Brilly here, back with another episode of my Better Than Adventure Minecraft playthrough. In this video, I'm going to be building my house over there in this little sandy area. And while I do that, I want to talk a little bit about the modern streaming wars between Twitch and YouTube and Kick and Rumble. Give my thoughts on it. As you can tell with the video title, it'll kind of be like a defense of sorts of Kick. Because I kind of like Kick. I think they have a lot of good features. I'll talk more about it in a second, but I feel like they kind of get a bad rap, like in the online community in general. But everything I say in this video also applies to Rumble. In fact, I'm more familiar with YouTubers than I am streamers, and Rumble already has its own YouTube type service. So in that way, what I say applies even more heavily to Rumble. I just personally think Kick is better. I think because Kick is backed by a huge company stake, they are more likely to survive in the long run. Rumble I could see going under within a few months or a few years, similar to how Storyfire went under, just because they aren't making enough money to cover all their costs of running such a big website. But as long as Stake succeeds, Kick will still be around. So let's make some clay blocks. Because I don't want to make my base out of bricks. I want to make them out of clay. Where should my door be? I'm looking here. Alright, this seems good. By the time this video releases, this drama will have probably been like a month old. But as of right now, it's like a week old. But in August, the YouTuber Sapnap, he signed a deal with Kick to move over to their streaming platform. He used to be a Twitch streamer, now he's a Kick streamer. This caused a lot of controversy in his community, because if you don't know, Sapnap was like a GMSMPer. He has a very like left-wing accepting community with a bunch of minorities, you know, LGBT people, people of color. And Kick right now kind of has a reputation of being like an alt-tech site where it's where Aiden Ross streams. That's all you really need to know. Sapnap got a lot of backlash from his fans. They were like, why are you going over to Kick, to this website that doesn't appear to be very accepting towards minorities? And Sapnap never really responded, but he faced a lot of backlash, so people like Tubbo were talking about it. And personally, I completely understand why these Minecraft stands are mad. Like, if all I knew about Kick was that Aiden Ross was there, and you went and checked Aiden Ross's Twitch chat, and it was the way it is, I'd be pretty concerned too. But the thing is that Kick is a lot bigger than just Aiden Ross. Aiden Ross might be the biggest streamer on Kick, but that's just because he's the biggest streamer in the world right now. If he had signed with Rumble, he'd be there. If Twitch hadn't banned him, he'd be there. I think it is unfair to judge Kick as a whole based on just Aiden Ross. Because the thing is that Aiden Ross isn't even the only big streamer who's there right now. You have XQC who's there, and XQC's chat is completely normal. Amaranth signed a deal with them. Her chat, I mean, she's like an OnlyFans girl, but like, it's not racist or anti-Semitic or any of those things. Destiny's there. This guy named Yasu is there. And now Sapnap's there. And I tuned into like 5-10 minutes of Sapnap's first stream because I was interested. I was like, is Kick really as bad as people say it is? And Sapnap's Sapnap's Kick chat was completely normal. There wasn't any of the hate speech you would think all these big Twitch streamers are fear-mongering about on there. That's something that the Kick owner tried to explain to Tubbo, and Tubbo just kind of ignored, is that the problem with hate speech on Kick is not a Kick problem, it's an Aiden Ross problem. I honestly wouldn't be that surprised if eventually Aiden Ross gets banned off of Kick too, because they decide that he's too much of a business risk. Like, the reason Aiden Ross's chat is so bad isn't because Kick has bad moderation settings, it's because Aiden Ross has bad moderation settings. There are other criticisms people have with Kick. People don't like that it's a gambling website. Like, gambling isn't super big on Twitch either. Is there that big of a difference between slot machines and sports gambling? Besides, one is more mainstream friendly. At the end of the day, they're both betting on things you have no control over and are very dangerous. They can lead to addiction. But only slot machines are demonized by Twitch and the Twitch community, people like Pokemon and Hassan, while nobody really cares about sports betting. If you remember Slicker, he was that Twitch streamer who scammed a bunch of people, other Twitch streamers, out of money because he was super in debt due to his gambling addiction. And he asked for money to help repay off his gambling addiction, but then he would just use that money to gamble more and just grow a bigger and bigger debt. Slicker was not addicted to slot machines, he was addicted to betting on horse races, I believe. And if it wasn't horse races, it was like boxing matches or basketball games or just other sports. I kind of understand why Twitch streamers only go after slot machines, but at the same time, there is so many more problems. And also, just because Kick is funded by Stake does not mean it inherently supports gambling. They recently added a feature for you to turn off all gambling streams, and also hot tub streams and OnlyFans type streams from your recommended. Like, they're not forcing you to gamble by using Stake. And also, you know, Amazon, which owns Twitch, is not exactly the most morally upstanding company either. If you go on their Wikipedia page, you can find a whole, like, 50-page article about criticisms of Amazon, which include violations of workers' rights, being transphobic, being anti-Semitic themselves, capitalizing off of the Uyghur genocide in China that's been going on right now. Both Amazon and Stake are bad companies, but I honestly think Stake is more moral than Amazon, even if they are just a gambling website that capitalizes off of loopholes and gambling restrictions. I really think more streamers should give Kick a chance, that it is not as bad as Pokimane or Sunpiker believe. I think it has potential. But now, as for who should go over to Kick, because I do understand that throwing a streamer like Snapnap into Kick probably won't work very well. Even though his chat was not big in any way, he still only got like 1,000 viewers on his first stream, which is not the numbers I think Kick was hoping for. So who would actually benefit by going to Kick? Now, as I said before, I'm way more familiar with YouTubers and streamers, but still I try to find people that I like that also stream sometimes on Twitch or on YouTube. I came up with a list of 5 like demographics of YouTube or Twitch channels that I think would benefit by going to Kick. And now I'll give some examples for each one. And I'll start off with something you probably never really think about, but sports YouTube channels. This past year I've been getting really into like the NBA, NFL, and I've been watching some creators who make sports related videos. Either they'll do like skits about sports, they'll like do documentaries on old past events, they'll do like live commentary on what's happening now. And a big problem with sports content on YouTube is that even though it is actually very popular, there's this guy named Tom Grossi, and he got 20,000 concurrent viewers on a live stream he did of a preseason NFL game. Not even like the first game of the year or a super intense playoff game. Like just some random preseason game that means nothing in the grand scheme of things. He was averaging more viewers than 99.99% of all Twitch streamers. Now the problem with this type of content is that they get screwed over by copyright a lot. They'll get claimed if they use too much NFL footage. Sometimes they even get copyright striked. And I'm not saying that they should just go over to Kick like Aiden Ross and X2C did and start watching blatantly copyrighted material, because that would be stupid, obviously. But the thing is that a lot of the times they aren't actually violating copyright law. They're transforming the content, they just get claimed because they just show it whatsoever. I think if these streamers or YouTubers get deals from Kick or Rumble that are like, hey, we'll pay you $200K a year to make content on our site, that would give them a steady source of income that they wouldn't really have to worry about their videos being copyright claimed or taken down, because they're already getting a steady stream of income. It doesn't matter if their videos are claimed, if they're already going to get paid, you know, $20,000 a month for just uploading onto this site. It also helps that the demographic for Kick right now are kind of like not straight, but like alpha males thanks to Aiden Ross. A lot of whom probably like sports, and I think they'd like to see sports content on that website. It isn't as big of a leap as family-friendly PJ Play Minecraft creator. Now, in a similar vein, a second top demographic I think would really benefit from signing deals with Kick and having a source of steady income for a similar reason are music review channels. And I'm not talking about Anthony Fantano, because he'd never go to Kick, even though I actually think it would not be the worst thing for him to move to Kick. I'm mainly talking about rap music reviewers, because that's who I watch the most. Like I'm Dante, No Life Shock, Turning the Tables, Sean C. Some of these guys are YouTubers, some of these are Twitch streamers, some of them are both. But these guys are all very entertaining people. They are kind of react channels, but unlike SS Sniper Wolf or Jay Schlatt, they actually add on to the things they're reacting to. They'll give their thoughts on the music, they'll review it. But these guys, they like the sports YouTubers, they often kind of get screwed by having their videos claimed because they use copyrighted music in them, which is understandable. But in my opinion, I like these guys. I like hearing their thoughts on music. I don't always agree with them, that's not really the point. And it's also a good way to discover new music. And just like how sports YouTubers would benefit from having steady streams of income by not having to deal with copyright claims. Well, they still have to deal with copyright claims, they just wouldn't have to worry about them as much if they're still getting paid for their videos. So with these music reviewers, they could listen to albums and get claimed and still be fine if they're getting paid, you know, $10,000, $50,000 a month. And also like sports YouTubers, these guys often also have an overlap with the current demographic for Kick. I mean, Kai Snat, I think, is still a Twitch streamer, but he'll do collabs with I'm Dante sometimes. He'll also listen to rap music if it's big enough. Sean C viewers, I'm Dante viewers, John Denton, Turning the Tables, they all like, a lot of them also like Aiden Ross, Kai Snat, maybe XQC, and they would be more likely to switch over. Let's go get some coal. 3 and 4 go kind of hand in hand. They are commentary channels and then true crime channels. A lot of these guys kind of mix together, you know, like Turkey Tom. He is a commentary channel, right? Then he also has videos on like Jim Jones, the UFC fighter, and his crazy life, how he has gotten into all these legal issues. And then Wendigoon, you would say he's like a true crime YouTuber because he talks about all these like mysterious serial killers or real world conspiracy theories. But then he'll also make videos on ARGs. Give his thoughts on that. Like his most popular video is on the Monument Mythos series. If you are fans of these channels, you're probably well aware that people like Wendigoon, Turkey Tom, Nexpo, Nick Crowley, Jay Aubrey, they often have to deal with demonetization. They have to deal with potentially having their videos removed for violating hate speech policies, even though they very rarely are ever actually warranted. Wendigoon has this woman who keeps striking down his conspiracy theories series just because he mentions her in it, even though it's completely fair use in the way he talks about her. Like, this time out some of these not a violation of their copyright. He still has to deal with all these things. And like the previous examples, Wendigoon, Turkey Tom, I think they benefit from being paid a couple $1,000s a month, you know, 10 to maybe 50,000 in some cases, if they went to Kick and were given a steady stream of income. Or if they went to Rumble, were also given a defined contract. All this stuff. How did I got lost last time I was in here. And then the last demographic I want to mention, last type of YouTubers I want to mention that would benefit from going over to Kick is more edgy, personality-based video game channels. So, I'm sure people know who Fitz is, right? Fitz, Swagger Souls, McNasty, Raccoon Eggs. All of these guys make like CSGO content, or they'll sometimes play like PUBG and stuff like that. And they're all pretty funny. But at the same time, they have a sense of humor that doesn't really align with YouTube's current terms of service. They have videos demonetized frequently. Like the commentary channels, sometimes they even have their videos age restricted or shut down completely because they tell one too many edgy jokes. But a lot of these guys also stream on Twitch, or have streamed on Twitch in the past, and could benefit, just like everybody else, from having steady sources of income from these channels. And you wouldn't have to spend like $100 or even $50 million on getting Fitz to come over to Kick. He'd probably do it for, you know, $3 million. You wouldn't have to spend $3 million on someone like C-Scoop. You could probably give him just $200,000 for 2 years. and he'd go over and start to stream on Kick once or twice a week. C-Scoop fans would come over because they probably don't really care about Kick's reputation with A and Ross right now, and they just want to watch good content. And they come over there, they watch C-Scoop. If they get C-Scoop, they probably have Raccoon Eggs, Fitz, McNasty. They'd stay on the site longer. Two things I think Kick and really all infamous alt tech, not to say alt tech, but like sites like Mixer or DLive, is that they only went after the biggest names. They didn't try to go after these middle creators like I'm Dante, Sean C, Tom Grassi, C-Scoop, because they thought, oh, these guys only have a couple 100,000 subscribers, they're not worth it, we need to go after the big names. And the thing is, once Ninja or once Aiden Ross or once Amaranth shuts down their streams, the viewers are just gonna leave. There's not enough talent on the site to warrant the viewers to stay on there. But by signing so many smaller creators for like maybe $100,000, $500,000 a year contracts, not 7-figure contracts, you are getting a bigger supply of talent. If you get all of the Misfits, all of the Goons, C-Scoop, if Tuxbird and his friends are still around, I haven't kept up with them recently, like Bordy, you are going to have a huge community of people that come over and watch those streams. And when, you know, Fitz turns off his stream, hey, maybe Swagger Stills is still live. Or maybe The Do is live now. Maybe Raccoon Eggs is just uploading a new video. Obviously, I'm no businessman, I'm just some kid making Minecraft videos. But I think Kick has been going about signing creators the wrong way, and they should be focusing on just getting as much talent as possible, instead of just getting the biggest names available. I think that about wraps it up for this video. Thank you guys for watching and made it this far. Let me know your thoughts and if you think this would work for Kick or Rumble on succeeding, if you think they'll survive in general in the long run, or if you have your own ideas on how they can expand and become bigger creators. Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.